use your image to work for you, that when you walk in the room, they're like, whoa, who's this coming in here today? Hey, welcome. Clothing helps to manage the perceptions of others. When you look hood, people treat you hood.
Brand yourself for the career you want, not the job you have. Welcome to another inspiring episode of Podcast with Sheila, the podcast that is spreading positivity around the world by sharing inspiring life experiences. He is an award-winning author, a trainer, and speaker. He has been featured on CNN, Black Enterprise, Our World Television Show, 700 Club, BET, and the Steve Harvey Morning Show. We have with us today Dr. Ellis, who will be sharing with us his life experiences that led him to the man he is today. We will talk at length about the importance of personal branding, amongst others. As usual, we aim to motivate, inform, and inspire you. Hello, Dr. Ellis, and welcome to Podcast with Sheila.
Good morning, Sheila. It is such a pleasure to be with you and your audience today. Thanks for having me.
It's an honor, really. In brief, who is Dr. Ellis? Where does he come from? Just the basic stuff before we set it all rolling.
Yes, so I am an entrepreneur. I'm a professional speaker and award-winning author. I'm located in New Jersey, and so I am a graduate of North Carolina A&T. I graduated with a degree in engineering. And Sheila, I've never worked a day in engineering in my life. So as going through, matriculating through undergrad, I realized this really isn't for me. And so we just didn't have the money for me to switch majors like in my sophomore year. So I figured, okay, let me just go ahead and go through with this engineering degree, and anyone that would be interviewing me, even if it was for a different line of work, they would still respect the rigor of an engineering degree. And graduated and got out of college and was like, I know that engineering is just not what I'm built for. I'm not passionate about engineering, but I've learned, Sheila, that purpose leaves clues. And when I look back through my life, my entire life, I've been speaking, I've been communicating, right? So I was a kid in church on Easter Sunday doing a recital, or in high school, I was on the debate team, or in college, I was a part of Toastmasters. I was always communicating. And so now I'm a professional speaker once I paid attention to my life. And oftentimes I find, Sheila, we pay attention to everybody else's life, celebrities and politicians and athletes, and we know who they're married, who they divorced, how many kids they have, when is the next movie they're dropping, how many points they scored in the game last night. But I think that we have to turn that attention inward to really look at our own lives and pay attention to see what really inspires us. I don't believe that you should get up every day, oh, I gotta go to work. Oh, girl, I'm at the job again. No, I think that you should get up. All right, let's go. This is my day. I'm gonna kill it. I'm gonna crush it. I'm excited about impacting lives. I just think that you can live life with purpose that's filled with passion, and it just lights you up and excites you every day. And so now that I've found my purpose, which is to my ultimate call is to help people present the best of who they are to the world. Right? So whether that's through training them to speak, whether that's through styling them, because I style men as well, so fashion is a big part of my brand, or whether it's helping people with their personal brand, right? Their reputation professionally. I'm just so excited about sharing those things and really helping to inspire people to live their best life.
Great. So if I understand you correctly, finding your purpose is that thing that brings excitement to you when you think of doing it. and that is what we have to pursue. I'm excited for us to be talking about this today. I think a couple of weeks back, as well as a couple of months back, I'd interviewed two gentlemen. One of them was an engineer as well, and he had stopped to pursue teaching. He had practiced engineering for a very long time, finally realized that is not for him, changed the whole career back to teaching. Then another one I just interviewed not too long ago, also worked in the marine, realized it wasn't for him, changed now into fitness and other things. And I totally resonate with all of you, because that is me. That is entirely me. And I know there are a lot of people out there who don't even know their purpose in life and wondering what to do next. Most people have found themselves just doing what others are doing because they think if somebody is excelling here, then I have to go there, and then realize this is not for me. By then they would have wasted so many years. What can we say to people like that?
So in the realm of personal branding, I find that people in two lanes, right? Oftentimes people are establishing their brand, right? They might just be out of high school or just beginning their career, and they're trying to establish their reputation in a particular field. Then there are others, right, that are like, I've been doing this for so long, but I want to do something else. Maybe it was fulfilling at one time, but it's not anymore. Or maybe I did that just to get by. I had to pay for my kids' tuition. I had a mortgage. I was in a marriage, and I had to contribute or whatever. And so now I'm in a different season in my life, and I just realized it just doesn't do it for me anymore. And I want to do something. I want to do something else. And so I think with that, it's never too late to rebrand yourself. And that you could have spent 20 years in engineering and then turn around and rebrand yourself as an author, or rebrand yourself as a coach, or rebrand yourself as a baker or a designer or something totally different. I think that you can absolutely do that. But I think what's important is that you realize that your brand is built on authenticity. Right? Because oftentimes we're trying to build our brand based on somebody else. I want to be the next Oprah. I want to be the next. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, no, don't be the next. Be you. Exactly. And be your authentic self. And that's the beauty of it, right? That God has graciously given each of us a unique gift, a unique talent. And so I don't care whether there are 50 other people doing the same thing that you do. No one does it quite like you. And so it's becoming comfortable in your own skin. It's finding out what's your unique selling proposition, right? So there are other people that style, but no one styles like me. There are other people that bake cupcakes, but nobody bakes cupcakes like me, because my cupcakes have whatever. So it's finding what you uniquely bring to the table, and really highlighting that for potential customers and clients.
I totally agree with you. You know, when you said you may think a number of people are in your field, but you have something, you sounded just like my uncle, because I remember so many years ago when I just come out of school and I was struggling to find a job, and I decided to do something by myself. So I started a fashion magazine, and the concept was, this was back then in Ghana. So the concept was to use our African prints to style Western, to put them in Western styles. And at that time, it wasn't common. Now you have them all over the places, because in those days you would find our mothers, our grandmothers wearing our African prints. You would never find a young girl, because it wasn't appealing. So the idea was to put them into appealing styles and all. And just when I came out with my magazine, someone else came up with the same concept with their magazine, and I remember I was crying. I was thinking, somebody stole my idea. My uncle said, you have the idea, somebody else might have had the idea, but it doesn't stop you from pursuing the dream, because you're unique, and there's something unique about you that you have to bring together with the magazine, and that will set yours apart. And I think that calmed me down. So when you said that, it reminded me of what he had said to me back then. But what impact does a person's image have on their life and forward progression?
So Sheila, let's be honest. People make assumptions about you simply based on how you look.
Yeah.
Whether you think it's fair or not, that's just the reality.
Yeah.
Like I've gone into a department store. One weekend I go into a department store, and I went on a Saturday, right? Mm-hmm. And I was out playing basketball or doing something, and so I came in with like sweatpants and a t-shirt on, and it was a high-end department store. Mm. And you would have thought I was invisible. I mean, they walked past me like I wasn't even in the store. So I was like, wow, that was strange. Normally they're much more friendlier than they are today. Yeah. And so I happened to go to church on Sunday. Mm-hmm. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to go back and get that. I think it was a tie. I'm going to go back and get that tie.
Yeah.
So I'm coming after church.
Yeah.
Now I'm in Sunday attire. So I have on a suit, a shirt, and a tie. Yeah. And I go back into the same store. And they, oh, excuse me. Hi, can I help you? Would you like something to drink while you wait? I'll go get it for you. Is there anything else that you... I mean, night and day.
Yeah.
How they responded to me. I'm the same person. And Sheila, I'm 6'7". So I'm tall. Yeah. So you couldn't miss me. Yeah. So it wasn't like they missed me. Yeah. But like it was how I showed up. Exactly. And so in a business that makes commission based on what I spend as a customer. Yeah. Right? For me to come in dressed like I was on Saturday, they assumed I wasn't trying to spend any money. But coming in with a suit, shirt, and tie, they assume, okay, this guy has means, and so if I handle him, if I take care of him, I'm going to make a lot of money on his sale. Yeah. Which could have been the furthest thing from the truth, right? I mean, me coming in with sweats doesn't mean I didn't have a pocket full of money or an American Express credit card that I was ready to use, but it is true, and so. What I stress to people is to, with that awareness, use your image to work for you, not against you.
Exactly.
And especially as people of color, like we have enough strikes against us. Yeah. So let's operate in excellence. Yeah. Even in how you show up. And so I'm not saying that, you always have to have on, a dress and a hat or a suit and a tie. But what I am saying is, even when you're casual, still let there be a level of excellence.
Exactly.
Look like the professional that you say you are. So I had a coach that I was working with one time for my speaking career. And I was telling my coach, I want to raise the bar with my prices. Like at that time, I wanted $5,000 of speaking engagement. Mm-hmm. And I was expressing to my coach, I was like, me, like at this point, I had a master's degree, a doctorate degree. I have been speaking for a number of years, and I knew people with less qualifications that was making even more than I was making. And so he said, I've looked at your website, and he said, I know you want $5,000 for a speaking engagement, but do you look like a $5,000 speaker? And I was like, ooh, okay. Let me get back to you. So let me go back. And so I had to redo my pictures. I had to elevate my website. That I took my website to another level. I had to really package myself. Yeah. Because the content was there. Like when I showed up, I did my job. But that was on the stage. Yeah. But prior to that, people have to see enough in what you're presenting in your press release or your bio or your website, your LinkedIn page, your social media pages. Like all of that has to speak to where it is you're trying to go. And so I stress to people, a huge part of personal branding has to do with your image, and just making sure you pay attention to the details. Make sure when you're posting pictures, there's sometimes I'm looking at pictures on social media, I'm like, wait, you saw that picture and you still chose to post it? Like, that's not it's not a flattering picture of you. So sometimes, even when we take pictures, sometimes our pictures need to be touched up.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. So, like, when I take pictures, sometimes I have a guy on Fiverr. Are you familiar with Fiverr, Sheila?
Yeah.
Okay. So I have a guy on Fiverr, like, for $5.
Yeah.
He'll touch up a picture.
Yeah.
So he'll smooth my face down, or he'll brighten my teeth, or whatever. He can even slim you down.
Yeah.
I mean, this technology does some amazing things.
Does.
I mean, they really do.
It does.
So, but again, what I'm saying is, for a few dollars, it elevates my presentation. Exactly. And so that's all a part of your image. And I believe your image is so powerful in people wanting to engage you and engage your product or engage your service or even engage you in relationships. You know what I'm saying? Like, like, just take the time to elevate your image. Is so powerful.
That is so true. I think it's quite a while. It's been a while now, and I had met somebody. We're having a chat, and this person is a pharmacist, but she does locum, and she was sharing a story with me. She said she had been booked to go and work in a company, in a pharmaceutical company, and when she showed up, they looked at her funny. So she said, "I'm your pharmacist for today." Then the guy said, "Are you sure?" Said, "Yes." "Where's your ID?" He checked the ID, took a stern look at her and said, "Wait a minute," and went to the back office. I think he probably went to check her, and the reason was because she wasn't looking good.
Wow.
And this is the type of person who will say, "Oh, I can't be bothered about, I'm too busy, I can't be bothered." But sometimes some of these things, in the end, she was brought in to come and work, but sometimes you don't want to go through all of those where somebody will have to look at you a type of way, before they allow it messes your day up even before you start.
Yes, absolutely. And you want again, use your image to work for you, that when you walk in a room, they're like, "Whoa, who's this coming in here today? Hey, welcome, we're glad you're here." I mean, clothing helps to manage the perceptions of others.
Exactly.
It really does.
Exactly.
When you look hood, people treat you hood.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it's unfortunate, right? Because I don't think people should judge you. Don't get me wrong. I don't think people should judge you based on your appearance. But it is the reality of the world we live in, And so, again, take the extra steps to make sure, when you leave the house, that you're representing yourself, you're representing your brand, your business, in the proper fashion. Yeah. It really pays off later on. It really does.
What can a person do to become more marketable in life and business?
So I think you could do a number of things, right? I think that it is important to share with the world what it is that you do, right? And so and to do it in a way that makes them want to be a part, right? And so I know. Let me speak for the slightly more mature audience, right? Okay. Because the younger audience, everything they do is on social media, right? Yeah. But for those that are more mature, it's like, I don't want to post that. I don't want to go on live. I don't want to be online. But you gotta let the world know what it is you bring to the table. Exactly. And so I know for some of us that are more mature, social media can be a pain. Like, I don't look right. I don't want to, I need to lose some more weight. I need to get my hair done. I need to this and that. But it's like, no, you've got to become comfortable with letting the world know what it is that you have, because I believe we all have something to give to the world.
Yeah.
Whether that's a word of encouragement, whether that's a book you've written, whether that's something you've learned professionally, right? And so if you're a nurse and you've learned, as we're going into the fall season, hey, these are some things that you could do to keep your kids safe from getting colds and flus, during the winter season or whatever it is. But I think that you have to have the courage to show up, right? Yeah. And to consistently show up, right? And share what you're doing with the world. And I know that you even know this, even with your podcast, right? You can't do a podcast once every 3 months, right? No. You gotta be consistent, right? And then you can't do a podcast and then you don't post it and you don't share it, or you don't drive traffic. Exactly. And it's not a point of arrogance. Yeah. If you have good news, you share. If you have something that can help somebody, like, why would you keep it to yourself? Yeah. Right? Like, if you go into a great restaurant, oh my God, this food was amazing. What are you gonna do? Let me call my girl. Girl, I'm telling you, I went to this restaurant and the food was girl, you gotta go to this restaurant. What do? You share it with other people. If you've gone to a store, found great prices, oh my God, I got this blouse and it was 70% off. You gotta go to this shop. You share it with other people. And the same thing with your gifts and your talents and what you bring and offer to the world. You gotta market that. Yeah. And sometimes we feel, if you're in business, sometimes we feel, that it's selfish, or that it's about me just making money, or I'm trying to take from people. No, you're not trying to take from, even if you're selling something. Selling is serving. Exactly. Let me say that again. Selling is serving. And I know, because I'm not sure of the faith of your audience, but I know, personally as a Christian, sometimes selling became challenging, because it was like, oh, I don't want to take from people. I really want to give. I really want to serve. But selling is serving. I'm offering you the opportunity to experience something, to have something that I believe will absolutely improve and bless your life. Yeah. And just this monetary exchange is just an exchange for, I'm giving this to you and you're exchanging the value with giving me money back. But it's not selfish at all. It is actually serving. But let the world know what it is you're doing. Yeah. I mean, with the quality content that you produce on your podcast, people should know about it. Yeah. And so it's you're doing nothing wrong in letting people know, hey, listen, check out this next episode of my podcast. I'm telling you, the information that we shared with the person that I interviewed, I promise you, it's going to bless your life. Like, we have to be intentional about marketing and promoting what it is that we do. Yeah. I agree with that. What are some common mistakes people make when it comes to personal branding? Oh, wow. So there are a number of things that I think people really should be careful of in personal branding. So one of them is trying to do what you see other people do. Again, I am all about creating an authentic brand. And sometimes, social media can be challenging for us because we tend to mimic or copy what we see other people doing. And it's like, no, don't just pursue something because that's what you see other people doing. Yeah. God has given all of us a unique creativity to be different and to be authentic. And so it's important that you show up as yourself and not a version of someone else. Like, you were born an original. Like, why show up as a copy of someone else? No, be your unique, authentic self. So I think that's one of the things that people do regarding personal branding is that they try to mimic what someone else is doing. The other thing that I think that people do is they don't take themselves seriously. Like, if you don't believe it, nobody else will.
Yeah.
Right? Like, Sheila, if you don't believe in the value of your podcast, no one else will.
Yeah.
If you don't believe that this is something that I'm doing, that I'm passionate about, that I believe is going to add value and improve other people's lives, then why even do it?
Yeah.
And so I want people to believe again. I want people to believe in your business, believe in your career, believe in what value you add to the world. But you got to believe it first. You got to take yourself serious first, which means this. The Bible says where your treasure is where your heart is.
Yeah.
Right? So if your heart is in this, then your money should follow. So if you say, hey, I'm really passionate about being a fitness trainer. Like, I like to train people to exercise and to lose weight and all of that. I want to be a trainer. Okay, then take yourself seriously, right? So then that means you should get certifications, right? You should train. Like, you should have gone to training classes. You shouldn't just be somebody, I just like to work out. Okay, that's great, but what credentials do you bring to the table? What type of coaching and training have you gone through that qualify you to be a trainer at the local fitness center? So even when it came to me wanting to be a stylist, being able to coordinate and put things together, but I even had to get I chose to get certifications and to invest in being a part of associations where I would get information and where I could really level up on what I brought to the table, so that when I engaged my clients, I knew that I was operating in excellence. So I think it's important for you to take yourself serious first. And that means investing in you. Right? For some, it means going back to school. Others, it might mean coaching. Whatever it is, invest in what you believe in. Because sometimes we're asking other people to invest in it, and we don't even invest in it ourselves.
Yeah.
Invest in you. Not just another pair of shoes. Not just you going out having a good time tonight. No. Invest in personal development. Whether that's books or courses and things like that. That's really going to help you expand your knowledge, so that then you can serve the world with another degree of excellence.
Great. So in what ways have you transformed, and how has that impacted your life?
Oh, wow. So one of the best things I did when I finally realized that I wanted to be a speaker, one of the best things I did was invest in a coach. Right. And so, someone who was further along this journey than I was.
Yeah.
And so let me say this, Sheila. I've always been a talented speaker, right? But I was now trying to go from being a talented speaker to getting into the speaking business.
Okay.
Like, there's a difference. So, like, you can bake cakes, but there's the difference that you just baking cakes at the house and you opening a bakery.
Yeah.
Right? It's a difference in you liking it. Like, I like to do people's hair.
Yeah.
And then you opening a hair salon.
Yeah.
Like, you like to fry chicken, that's cool, but then you opening a restaurant is a totally different thing.
Yeah.
And so there was a business acumen that I needed that I didn't have prior to getting a coach. And so the coach helped me on both sides. The coach helped me elevate the art of speaking, but the other side had to be strengthened as well, and that's the business side of how do I run a speaking business? How do I market myself as a speaker? How do I get booked as a speaker? How do I get rebooked as a speaker? How do I stay top of mind when people are looking for a speaker in my particular niche? Like, So getting a coach was a game changer, and I want to encourage, your audience, whatever field, whatever specialty, whatever lane you desire to go in, invest in a coach, invest in somebody that's already there, already doing it. Find a mentor, right? And be willing to serve, right? So sometimes even in mentorship, it's like, listen, I just want to help. How can I help? And you helping and volunteering and serving at the same time that you're helping them, you're helping yourself because you're learning. Oh, that's how they do that. Oh, that's why they do that. Oh, I see now. And you're gaining all of that information, which then helps you, to be proficient in your own business and your own career. So mentorship, coaching, absolute game changers when it comes to taking your business to the next level, and your life as well.
Wow. What tips do you have regarding looking amazing on a shoestring budget?
I love this question because people say, all right, well, Dr. Ellis, I hear what you're saying about image is so powerful and how we need to really present the best of who we are to the world. But listen, you don't understand. I don't have money like that.
Yeah.
I'm a single parent mother raising 3 kids, or I just got out of college and I don't have no money. And so, hey, listen, I get it, but there are a number of ways that you can elevate your image without breaking the bank.
Yeah.
Right? So a number of things. So one of the things I tell people is to do an inventory, right? Actually go through your wardrobe and see what it is that I have right now that I want to keep. Like, do a purge, right? Let me see what I have, right? And as I'm taking my life to the next level, as I'm elevating my image, okay, what can still stay? Because some of these things, you're like, oh no, that was the old me, right? Yeah. But that can't go into this next level, this next version of me, right? Yeah. So you purge, you look at what I need to get rid of or what I need to donate, and then, okay, I can work with these pieces right here, right? And so in working with those pieces that you have left, see what's missing. Okay, I need a pair of black pants. I need a white blouse. I need a blue shirt. I need a pair of black shoes. So whatever those things are, make a list of those things. These are the things that I need. And then begin to do that research, right? And so there are a number of places that have amazing clothes and accessories without breaking the banks. Yeah. So there are outlets. They're in every city. Yeah. There are outlets. There are other stores that sell designer clothes, but at a discount price. Yeah. Right? And so you gotta go. I mean, Sheila, it takes patience, right? You gotta go and look.
It does.
So in these major department stores, it's real easy. You go in, there's gonna be a price tag for it, but you can just go in and grab it. Yeah. But these other stores, you might have to spend a little bit more time going through the racks and looking for, but that's why you got to keep your list. Yeah. Because you can, this is pretty, but that's pink and you need white. Yeah. So put that down. Because you'll spend the money on the pink blouse, but you still get home and realize I still don't have the white one that I need. Yeah. So make sure I got my list. I got my list with me, so I know exactly what I need to pick up, and I'm sticking to my list because I don't have a lot of money. Yeah. And you go to those stores, and even there are thrift stores and secondhand stores that I found amazing things, even designer things, at those stores, and they're gently worn, right? Yeah. And so you get those at a fraction of the price, and you take them to your local cleaners, have them dry clean. And then, wow, I mean, when you wear it, people are like, oh my goodness, you look so amazing. Where did you get that from? Yeah. And you're like, oh girl, I got this from, whether it's Goodwill, Salvation Army, any of those type of local thrift or consignment shops. They have some amazing things that you can pick up for a fraction of the cost. And then with the internet. I mean, it's the beauty of, things that are online now. When you look at eBay, or when you look at Etsy, or when you look at Amazon, you're able to find oftentimes luxury items at a fraction of the cost, and then it allows you to really look amazing without breaking the bank. And then take care of your clothes, right? When purchase quality pieces, but take care of them. Don't just throw your stuff on the floor when you come home, and no, hang your things up, fold them. If you've gone out somewhere, when you come home and take your clothes off, and then put on something more casual. But don't just lounge around the house with your finer things. No, take them off, hang your things up, put them back in the closet where they're like, you gotta take care of yourself. And that's how you have pieces for a very long time, is because maintenance is key.
Yeah.
You gotta take care of, if you take care of them, they will last you. When you're purchasing quality pieces, they'll last you a lifetime. They really will. And the final thing I'll say, is to purchase classic pieces, not this trendy stuff. Yeah. Because when you purchase trendy things, you got to keep buying.
Yeah.
Because what was in last year is not in next year.
Yeah.
But if you're purchasing classic pieces, like, you can wear that stuff forever and it never goes out of style. And so I tell people, don't be a trendy dresser. I mean, it's okay to have a trendy piece in your wardrobe here or there, but really stick with the classic pieces, because it keeps you from having to buy over and over.